Hello guys, Jake Reddick here, and this is my swing analysis for Me and My Golf TV. I'm a 12 handicapper and playing my golf at Woodbury Park and Tiverton Golf Club in Devon. Let's take charge of your game.
So congratulations, Jake, you're the lucky winner of our swing analysis this week.
Well done.
Well done. And for all you new subscribers out there, we've had a lot of subscribers over the last few weeks, especially after the Masters, so everybody obviously get interested in the golf as the weather starts to improve. So if you're a new subscriber, please comment, share with your friends. You know, we'd love to answer any questions you've got and maybe even do some videos for you. But also, if you want the chance to win a swing analysis with myself and Pierce, then go to the Facebook page and check out the competition. Okay, so Jake is a 12 handicap, Pierce.
Okay.
Plays down in Devon. 2 golf clubs he's a member at, lucky boy. And he's struggling with a slice shot, but he plays a draw sort of naturally, if you like. So he struggles with a slice shot.
So naturally a draw, but a slice is the bad one.
Is the bad one, yeah. I'd like to get down to single figures this season as well, but very good golf swing, so I'm sure we can help him do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the front on with his driver here. So first of all, we always look at the setup first, Pierce, and we just highlight here at the setup, the ball position with the driver is quite a lot back in the stance here. So we always like to see it really towards that left heel. So if we'd like to move that towards that left heel, so as you can see there, it's more closer to the centre of the stance. Yeah, especially with the driver as well. So there's the first thing. If we move him to the top of the golf swing here, very good back swing, but we're just going to highlight at the top of the swing Jake's right hip. Okay, now the right hip tends to get a lot higher than the left hip. Okay, this sort of causes some issues in the golf swing. It causes some downward strikes, more so with the driver here. That downward strikes, coupled with the ball being back, that could lead to that shot that goes out to the right. So 2 things there in the backswing, the front on, so the ball position and the right hip position. So let's just go through that, Pierce, really, and then we'll go through some simple things first of all from the front on view, and then we'll move to the down the line after that.
Okay, no problem. Let's peg a ball up here. So yeah, as you said, Andy, when the golf ball gets too far back in the stance, it encourages more of a steeper angle of attack, which is great if you want to hit a fade, but obviously not that great if you're getting a slice every now and then. And also, it's very difficult to, again, we say this all the time, if you put the ball over here, exaggerating it, look how open the club face is. Yeah. So the further back the club face is, the further club head is and the ball position is, the more open it will be, the further forward.
So it also gives you that extra time if that ball's forward to actually square that face.
So I think even just by knocking it forward an inch or two, putting it on the inside of the heel, it could actually be the big thing that sorts the problem out.
Yeah.
So also you mentioned that the right hip is higher as he's swinging, and this is an issue because obviously again that adds to steepness in the golf swing. So anything, as soon as things become sort of lifted up too much, because the right hip will go higher, but if it goes too high, then we can see it's going to be a lot easier then to be coming down on that steep ramp.
And we talk about a lot, Pierce, in terms, especially with the drive, we talk about loading this right side, you know, in the backswing to allow us to generate that power. And with the driver, it's pretty important that we want to hit up on that golf ball if we want to maximise distance, but also if we want to get rid of that slice. Hitting up on the golf ball is certainly going to help us to do that.
So like he's doing that a lot when he's getting his draw, obviously, but that's okay. So we want to keep that. But it's obviously we need to get rid of that slice.
So ball forward coupled with a better hip position, loading that right side better, will help you straight away create a different ball flight, Pierce. So the drill that we have for Jake, let's go through it. Another trusty alignment stick here.
You get paid to use these,
So Pierce is threading it through his belt loops here. This is great feedback. I think what we'd suggest is maybe use a mirror here as well, Jake, so you can see exactly what's going on here. So Pierce, let's talk him through it.
Okay, so from here, what we want to get you to do is, in your setup, you'll see that at the moment I'm pretty level here, but by the time we get into our ideal driver setup, where we get a little bit more tilt with our body away from the target, you'll see my shoulders quite exaggerated in a tilt, my spine angle is tilted away from the target, but my right hip now, hopefully you can see that, I've got that in correctly, is slightly lower than the left. Now the feeling you need to get, Jake, is when you get into your backswing, as Andy said, you coil into this trail leg, this right leg, and the feeling is that you keep it down lower.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the feeling you want. We know obviously from yours, you're up here, so it is very high. So it's get in front of a mirror. This is the best way to do this. We call this body work. Get the sensation of coiling into that right leg and getting that hip to feel as low as...
And you'll even notice there, just turn into that side a bit more, Pierce. Let's do that again for us. You can even see that the angle of Pierce's spine now is leaning away from the target, and we often see that when that right hip gets very high, it leads to that reverse spine angle, and that's what leads to this downward strike. So it's not only going to help that right hip position, but it's also going to help the spine angle and get you a little bit more loaded behind the golf ball. So definitely some body work, using the mirror, get working of feeling this is staying lower than the left side. That's going to help you start the downswing and get that swing a little bit more on the way up with the driver. Yeah. And you can even do that with the club, can't you, Pierce, as well?
Yeah,
so let's give it a go with the, so start with without the golf club, then progress to the club, and again, same feeling, you're just making sure that right hip feels like it stays lower. You'll really feel that right side, or the weight going into that right side, then the muscles are going to be working quite hard there. So a great way to feel that. Yeah, okay, so we've got ball position, we've got hip position. Those are the main things. First of all, we've got something else that we've noticed in Jake's swing from down the line view. So let's go and take a look down the line. And if we just put the early extension line behind his pelvis, we'll notice that as he swings through the golf ball, Jake moves away from that line. So there's a lot of forward thrust from the hips. Now Jake's a 16-year-old lad. We see this a lot in sort of teenagers and young, I suppose the juniors really. And we see often that maybe the core isn't strong enough to sort of stabilise and rotate. So there's a lot of this thrusting through the golf ball. So I suppose good advice for Jake would be to work on his core strength, to get in the gym and get stronger from a physical point of view. But aside from that, we want to give Jake the feeling of what he should be feeling through the golf ball for. So we've got another drill for him as well. Definitely.
I mean, I actually quite like, leaving this in. I mean, you can leave this in, just for this we can actually leave that in there. So the feeling would be from the top of your backswing. So let's just say we get into this loaded position much better. What we're saying with you, Jake, is obviously that you are from here, as you swing down, you're extending towards the golf ball, so you're extending into the golf ball early. Now you'll now notice my hips aren't really turning a lot, are they?
No.
So, we can't see people turn and extend early, yes, but generally we don't see the hips turning a great deal like that. So what we're after is top of the backswing. Obviously I've loaded the hip properly. Then from there, as I swing down now, I'm making sure that as I come through this area here now, that the hip is rotating, continuing to rotate, and you can see that the alignment stick now when I'm striking the golf ball has rotated. My pelvis has stayed back, so there's no early extension, no thrust. I've stayed back with the pelvis, and that allows me to rotate better.
There we go, so we can see that the difference in the alignment stick there, how that is rotating rather than sort of thrusting forward and staying quite level there. So again, same feeling here, that right side is rotating through the ball, and you can see that pelvis staying back, and Pierce is keeping his posture a lot more now, where when you thrust forward you always rise out that posture, and it's very inconsistent with through impact there. A lot of hands can work, and
it becomes a hand-eye coordination challenge then, because obviously if one part of your body isn't turning enough, then the other part has to sort of catch up almost.
Definitely. So three important drills there for you. I mean, the most important thing, first of all, get that setup right, get the ball position forward, work on loading into that right hip, and then I suppose the secondary work, Pierce, and just the feeling of these hips combined with a bit of strength and core work is going to all sort of contribute to keeping you a bit more stable through the ball and stopping that early extension.
That early extension may take a long time, may take about a year to really get stuck into that. But the drill's instantaneous with the right hip position.
Definitely more long term. Definitely more long term. Okay, great. So, Pierce.
That's it, one.
Come on, let's give it a shot.
Okay, so ball further forward, and I'm really going to feel that this right hip stays lower in the backswing.
Yeah, so we should see some higher shots, Jake, from you from doing this, because you're loading into that right side better, but certainly some, more consistent draws as well.
Definitely high, because of the fact the ball's further forward as well.
Okay, the greenkeeper's on the green, Pierce. I don't think you're going to get into that, are you?
I can get him. All right, I'm aiming at him as well.
Okay, come on.
So ball further forward, inside the heel, again, load that right hip. Load that right hip. Let's give it a go. Maybe not, that's a little bit left of him. Definitely didn't slice, did it? It was a good
so you got the draw? You got the draw there, Pierce. Well, not bad for the first one in the morning. Okay, guys, so hope that helps Jake, hope that helps you. Remember to ball forward, load into that right hip, and then you can work on creating that better sort of pelvis moving through the golf ball. So hope that helps for you guys. Post your comments down below, guys. If that's helped, give us a like. Hit that like button below for us. Share with your friends. We'd love to help as many people as we can. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
So Pierce, what drill have we got today?
Okay, right. Well, we've got hundreds, haven't we, Andy? But the one thing we wanted to do was let's go straight to the source. So let's actually go to the start of the dance.